And from the University of Texas, number 35, Evan.
Here is Durant for the win.
Way outside. Durant makes his move.
Durant fires.
I know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant.
Of course we know who you are.
Yeah.
He's Kevin Durant. And Brian, you keep talking about this, the KD triangle. Well, I'm going to start talking about the NBA hexagon that's happening right now, because we got the NBA finals. We're preparing for the NBA draft. You got free agency coming up. You're already seeing big trades being made. I'm thinking of Memphis and the KD domino that's entering all of this. And I had a timeline. I was like, all right, by the NBA draft, that's what everyone's thinking for Kevin Durant. And now, not so fast, Mr. Windhorst.
Yeah, so here's the situation with Durant. The market is not an open market, okay? It's not like there's 10 teams bidding and the Suns can just pit guys against each other and take the best offer. Because Durant wants to direct where he wants to go, and because some of the teams that Durant is interested in are motivated to limit what they can offer, then it's difficult to get the triangle into alignment. And look, the Suns obviously want to do this by the draft. There's two different reasons. One, if you're going to trade for Kevin Durant, you're probably going to have to make other adjustments to your roster to fit next to Durant, and you want to have the entire transaction season to do so. Secondly, if you are trading for a draft pick, you want to be able to execute that draft pick on the draft night itself. So it makes sense that they want to do it by the draft, but there is nothing written that says they have to do it by the draft. And if they don't like their offers, and we are a long way between now and Wednesday, they don't have to do it by the draft. And that's something I think they're considering at least a little bit right now.
But can they afford to wait here, Perk?
I don't believe they can. I don't think it's wise, right? We're watching teams already while we were wondering what was KD going to go, or still wondering where is KD going to land. Guess who made a move? The Orlando Magic, right? And so teams are not waiting. Teams are watching the NBA Finals right now. Teams are watching the Indiana Pacers, especially in the Eastern Conference, and said, we need to get to work. We actually got a chance if we build the team and get the pieces. So I'm looking at Phoenix and I'm saying, well, wouldn't you want to, like Wendy just said, be able to do something with a pick if you was to make a trade with the Houston Rockets and they have to throw in the 10 pick to make the trade work, and you want to move that pick by draft day? I mean, I'm just like the whole waiting and stuff, I just don't think it benefits the Phoenix Suns, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm going to speak on the other side of it. Definitely doesn't benefit Phoenix, and it doesn't benefit the other team as well. When you look at a guy like Kevin Durant, this is a guy you're going to put the ball in his hands. This is a guy you're going to run offense through, and guys are going to have to work around. You want to bring him into your locker room as soon as possible. This guy is 50% from the field, 40% from three, 90% from the free throw line, and the only time he missed it the last couple years is because he shot 83% from the free throw line. So this guy's a certified bucket getter. You want him in your locker room and around your guys as soon as possible to build those relationships.
Let me just rebut that. This is the huge moment for the Suns franchise. They don't have 4 or 5 different players they can trigger a retooling around. They can't trade Bradley Beal. They're not trading Devin Booker. The rest of their guys on the roster don't have extraordinary value. This is the maneuver they have to change the way this team is going to be operating going forward. They have to be patient, and they have to get it right.
What is his trade value, Wendy, right now? KD, I'm asking, what is his trade value?
His trade value is depressed because he's limiting his market, and he is effectively doing that, because if he made it very clear he wants to have agency on where he finishes his career, and by doing that he is depressing the market and forcing himself to a certain spot. That has been very effective so far.
And so back to the triangle or the hexagon, if you push in all of these other ingredients we go, including the NBA draft. That's been the deadline we've been operating by, and now let's see. It's just 5 days away. We'll be in Barclays Center. The Dallas Mavericks, they have the #1 pick, and we know they're targeting Cooper Flagg. It's going down on Wednesday, the 25th on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Deportes. Let's say hello to our draft guru, Jonathan Gavoni, here as we march toward the 2025 draft. Because, Jonathan, you have kind of been saying that the draft, it could really start at 3. And one player that we kind of all expected to go in the top 3 is Ace Bailey. That doesn't necessarily seem to be the case now. Why? What's going on?
Malika, right now, Ace Bailey is the only U.S. prospect yet to conduct a visit to an NBA team facility. He had a workout scheduled today with Philadelphia, who owned the #3 pick, but his agent, Omar Cooper, canceled that workout on Wednesday. He has yet to visit Charlotte at #4 or Utah at #5, leading some NBA executives to believe he has a preferred destination in mind, maybe 6, 7, or 8, with Washington, New Orleans, or Brooklyn. I reached out to his camp again today for an update, and they told me nothing has changed at this moment. They are standing pat with their strategy. They feel confident going through the pre-draft process. There are some pending requests from NBA teams, but they're working through those still. Now, it's possible they are hoping one of those teams in the 6 to 8 range trades up for Ace Bailey, but there's a lot of uncertainty about how this is all going to play out on draft night.
Jonathan, thank you so very much for that insight. It seems like a little bit of an unusual strategy here for Ace Bailey, but we'll see how this continues to unfold. I look forward to hearing more from you as we march toward next week's NBA draft. I want to bring it back here to our set because I try, Perk, to keep in mind here that these are teenagers, and they're going through a life-changing process here that's incredibly difficult. It's complicated. They're trying to make the best decision while also listening to all the people around them. What do you make of what Ace Bailey is going through right now?
Well, one, don't lose focus on what you're trying to accomplish. This is a dream. Like, I believe, like, this is a dream. Making it to the NBA, don't take that for granted now. Don't get to a place where you're turning down NBA teams that actually want to draft you or have interest in you. You know how many guys out there are like, wish they had an opportunity to get a phone call. So don't be a fool now. And it's hard because, you know, you got to, as a young guy, you got to grow up fast in these type of situations. You got to make sure that you're involved. You got to make sure you're learning while still trying to keep the main thing of playing basketball. But that would be my advice to Ace Bailey. But I will say this. Just because he didn't work out with the 76ers still have interest in the young man. And the young man in this camp still have interest in the 76ers. I think just some things have to, you know, get figured out.
Yeah, and coming from an OG, man, just having good people around you, people that help you make these decisions because you're not equipped to make these decisions on your own. And obviously just keeping your face clean, making sure you got a good reputation around here with this league. You don't know where you could be 3, 4, 5 years from now, who might be looking to pay you, who might be looking to bring you in. You want to have your face clean with these guys and just make a good representation of yourself.
Every year there's a dangerous prospect in the draft, at least one. He's a dangerous prospect because he's obviously incredibly talented. You draft him, it could be a grand slam. You pass on him and somebody else drafts him and you might have it all over your face. You draft him and it doesn't work out because of these are concerns, that could get you fired. He is a classic situation and that's why I think the team that gets him will be a team with a general manager who is very safe in his job, who says, trust me, I believe in this player, and that's what I would be watching for on draft night.
I'm really excited to see where Ace Bailey ends up being drafted to. He's an incredibly talented NBA prospect here, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rest of this shakes out. Absolutely. He should want to, especially because eventually you want to get to this stage, right?
Sir.
Who lays claim, though, to the greatest closeout performances in NBA Finals history? We got highlights you're not going to want to miss.
Offensive foul,